Hi friends, I'm Miss B. Today I'm reading As the Oak Tree Grows by G. Brian Karras, and I'm here in my backyard in sunny Southern California in Santa Barbara. And this book has always reminded me of this area because it is about an oak tree, and we have a lot of oak trees around here. And you'll also see in the book that the landscape looks a lot like the central coastline of California. Let's read. As an Oak Tree Grows, G. Brian Karras. As an Oak Tree Grows. In memory of Pete Seeger. On a sunny late summer day, a young boy planted an acorn in the ground. There it is. Oh, wow. 1775. So this book has a timeline. As we go on, you'll see how it changes. Later that year, an oak tree sprouted up from the earth into the air and light. Each fall it will shed its leaves, and each spring new ones will grow. The boy grew up and moved away. Farmers now lived here. They cleared the hillsides where forests once stood. The wood was used for building and to burn in fireplaces. But the oak tree was left standing. Now we're in 1825. The oak tree had room to spread wide and grew upward and outward. Sometimes snow was very heavy and a branch would break off. So this must be somewhere that it snows. As the oak tree grew, everyone and everything was on the move. Children grew. Some stayed to work on farms and others left to work in factories. Ships came and went. Large engines rumbled along steel rails. Birds perched in the oak tree to rest from long migrations. Some stayed and made new homes, and others flew on. More people arrived and built new houses and buildings. So now this is in 1850. 1875. Can you tell what the timeline is counting by? 1775, 1800, 1825, 1850, 1875. So it's counting by 25s, and it's now been 100 years. Some years, little rain fell. Hills and fields were dry where trees had once stood and shaded the ground from the sun's rays. The oak tree's roots reached far underground for water as its leaves wilted. Farmers conserved what little they had for thirsty livestock until the rain fell again. So they're going through a drought, it sounds like. Ooh, 1900. Electricity came through wires that were strung over hills and through valleys. It powered street lamps and homes. The land twinkled with lights as stars faded in the night sky. The oak tree grew slowly and steadily, while all around it life sped by. People rode in cars to go to work and visit friends, to go shopping, or just for a drive. So now there are cars that people are using to get around. Before this, there were no cars. Now we're in 1950. Soon the air was filled with jet contrails and radio waves, and sound waves of beeping cars and barking dogs, zooming motorboats, whistling trains, and music. In 1975, wow, how big the tree is now. The oak tree is 200 years old. It has shed its leaves and grown new ones every year. Animals, birds, and insects have made homes in its folds and holes and branches. The oak tree, with its strong roots, trunk, and limbs, has survived many storms over its lifetime. Now, a fog rolls in and a big storm is on the way. It's year 2000 now. Uh-oh. The storm is powerful, and the oak tree is split in two. It does not survive the storm. People came to look where the great oak tree once stood. The tree is cut into pieces to be used for furniture, firewood, and mulch. A new day dawns. Once again, the ground is warm and welcoming as a new oak tree grows. And there it is. And here are some facts about oak trees. So there are many types of oak trees. The white oak, the kind in this book, can live to be several hundred years old. So this one was over 200 years old. By counting the rings on the stump of a cut tree, you can tell how old it was, 1 year for each ring. Oak trees can produce acorns when they are as young as 10 years old. The hard-shelled acorn contains the seed from which a new tree grows. So that's what I was saying on this page, is that an acorn must have sprouted. Oak trees can grow to be 100 feet tall and wide. Oaks are good shade trees. Acorns are an important food source for animals and insects, and people too. The wood from an oak tree is very strong and has many uses. Ships, houses, and furniture are often made from oak. So even when the tree doesn't live any longer, its wood can be used for a lot of things. And that's the end. I love how this book shows how the oak tree changed over time and even over decades and centuries. And it makes me think about what things around me in nature are changing all the time or really slowly, so slowly that I might not even notice. What's changing in your yard or out your window? What do you see in nature that's changing? For a nature writing lesson based off of this book, watch the Curious Seeds Nature Journal What's Changing video. Have fun and enjoy nature.